There are thousands of weather events globally each year, and all of them will have a cause and effect. Some will be more violent than others, whilst a few will also have a dangerous impact, but in alternative ways, which leads us to today's topic of acid rain. One of the greatest achievements of humankind has been to control fire, and to use the heat produced to alter natural materials and provide power for light, warmth, and medicines. Unfortunately, much waste is also produced, unburnt particles called hydrocarbons, and gases which form when chemicals such as sulfur and nitrate mix with oxygen in the air. When petrol burns in an engine, or fuel is burnt in a furnace, the exhaust fumes are waste. They contain harmless water and carbon dioxide, together with one or more of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, or carbon monoxide. These are usually harmful to plants and creatures, including people. The gases react with the water present in the air to form acids such as carbonic, sulfuric, and nitric acids. When this acid water falls to the ground in the form of rainfall, it is known as acid rain. Snow, hail, sleet, mist, and fog can all be acidic, and so too can the dry particles which reach the earth. Therefore, acidic deposition is a more precise title. However, it lacks the emotional punch of acid rain, which has become the generic term used for all types of acidic moisture in the air. Naturally, the acid we're talking about when we discuss acid rain is very, very weak, as it is extremely dilute, being mixed with vast amounts of water, so it is never acidic enough to burn. Rainwater will be at its most acidic at the start of a storm, when the rainwater washes most of the chemicals from the air. Watching it rain is one thing. Seeing whether it is acid rain is another. There is no way of looking at a drop of water and deciding on its acidity, but it is possible to look for some of the effects of acidity, and from those observations conclude how much pollution is in the air. Prior to the Clean Air Act of 1956 in the UK, for example, there would have been a marked difference in the lichens of various colours on tree bark and stone walls compared to those seen today. The most obvious example of previous damage from acid rain in more built-up areas, like London and Paris for instance, will have been the necessary restoration of crumbling stonework, in evidence even to this day. So the historic events and evidence is clearly there for all of us to see. Many of us will remember the removal of lead from petrol after the dangers to health were clearly identified. Fluorides were also released into the air during the production of fertilisers, aluminium and pottery, and these were also addressed with legislative measures. Modern-day legislation tries to move on with the times. Indeed, just within the last 12 months, the law in the United Kingdom has been tightened once again in an attempt to improve air quality further, with the more restrictive guidance of domestic open fire and log burner usage. Overall, the future appears much brighter on the subject of acid rain, but it would be fair to say that the world as a whole is not out of the woods just yet.